All right, welcome everybody to the 2024 edition of Tequila Compadres. We're here once again. I'm Ed.
Easy E.
Tony.
Yeah, we're in the dumpster fire edition over here, baby.
That's what we call it, dumpster fire edition. All right, so we're gonna change up things a little bit this year. I know we're doing a lot of tequila lately, and we actually tried a little bit of tuna on one of our previous podcasts, but we have one that I think Eric is going to go ahead and give the information on, since it's straight from the motherland.
Yeah, from motherland, Durango, Mexico. This is a different, actually, type of tuna one. It's a little different than the last time we tried.
Tuna what? What is it? Tuna what?
Tuna borracho, because they didn't even put a label. The last one, they had a label, they had like information.
No label on this thing.
This one is straight up from like, they got it from a barrel somewhere and they just hooked it up.
This is from the hood.
This is from the hood.
But it's okay.
And it's okay though. It's they say it's from the tuna and it's a liquor. It's more of a liquor tuna. A little bit of sweet, supposedly. But we're gonna try it right now.
Because here, the tequila, it comes how it comes.
So is that tequila or is it liqueur?
It's more of a liqueur.
It's kind of liqueur.
You know, it comes from the, cactus, so it's kind of close to agave. You know,
agave.
Maybe, I don't know if that's in the same family, but it's pretty close.
Is it so? So is this more kind of like a moonshine tequila?
A little bit, yeah. It's more moonshine, tuna tequila. So let's do some moonshine.
But you know what? We gotta be open to everything.
Yeah, that's right, man. We gotta mix it up.
As long as it don't come from a toilet, I'm good. You know.
As long as whatever comes in comes out, we're all right. All right. Let's give it a shot.
All right, 2024, guys.
2024.
There you go.
Vamos.
Supposed to sip on your tequila and liqueur, but
no.
Obviously, you just chugged it. So what do y'all think? What about the flavor?
It's sweet. Very sweet. Really smooth. Real easy.
It's scary. If you like tamarindo, this is a very close cousin.
But it's not as bitter as tamarindo.
Correct. This is not like Alabama cousin. It's close, but ain't that close. It's pretty good. I don't know what the alcohol content is, but if I drink a lot of this, I could probably drink that bottle by myself.
Yeah, I know from the last one it was about 15 to 20%. So it's not like strong as a tequila. And I'm guessing that's what this one is, but yeah.
But you know
pretty
what?
Smooth. With tamarindo taste, it has a little bit of a kick.
Not that
about
much.
18%.
Well, it just depends on who's drinking it and everything. But it's like we've had some bitter stuff, and this is kind of smooth.
This is pretty good.
Yeah, for those that like a little bit of sweet, but not too bitter, because I like the bitterness of tamarindo. I like the sweetness. And this, you can get ready to drink the whole thing, and before you know it, you're gone.
Yeah, it's a little thick, but it's good, and it's tasty. It's like a little tamarindo, like a tamarindo drink, basically. Yeah, but a little kick. It's good. I like it.
Yeah, like if you mix tamarindo with chamoy, it's like a weird inbred. But it's delicious.
Inbred cousin.
I'll say it, like it's weird.
Like
I don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
So with that being said, we already know, as a society, we're moving to a lot of virtual reality, a lot of AI. So I want to ask you guys, like, what do you think? Where's this end? Are we going to be ending up like Creator or AI, like
Terminator?
The Terminator. What do you think all this virtual reality / AI technology is going to lead us to?
Let's start. You want to start, Tony?
Well, I'll start because we're seeing a lot of like. Most recently, I've seen Apple coming out with the goggles. Everybody else has been coming out with glasses and everything, but Apple's been in the forefront of it. It's just recent come out, virtual reality and everything and stuff. I don't know. Like a part of me says like. I like it. It's pretty cool that you can put the goggles on, you see everything around you, and you'll be able to live in the moment. You can actually be in the apparently with them. You can put the glasses on, and you'll see everything around you, but you can see what you're trying to see, like a movie, whatever you're doing video games or real life.
But you think it's more of a detriment, or you think it's really going to be helpful? I mean, overall, as far as...
Overall, look, at the beginning, I could say I could see the pros and cons of it. Pros, you could, it's like you're seeing everybody else around you. So if work-wise, it can be pretty cool. But at the same time, it's like it's kind of detached because you no longer see people in person, and that's what all this is going. They've been talking about the AI and all this other stuff replacing jobs and everything else. I don't know. It's like.
But if you don't know, Tony, what do you? I mean, Eric, what do you know? Eric,
Yeah,
what do you feel?
It's tough. Well, as far as the virtual reality and the AI, it's like Tony said, those goggles, they might kind of started back in the day, with video games. People getting hooked to video games to escape reality, and some people are fine. It's a good escape. If you're a healthy, stable person, it's cool. Everybody can use a little escape, but if you're like maybe with issues, then some people become video game addicts and they get hooked on it. And I know there was like a case where the guy was like basically playing video games for like 36 hours straight and actually had like issues and died or whatever. But it was just like on freaking Monsters and pizza. And
which, by the way, we do condone because pizza is delicious.
Pizza is delicious, but the dairy I don't condone.
I like
Monsters intolerant.
I do like Monsters too.
But the thing is, it gets even more. So you go from basic, Nintendo, like 8-bit, little 2D characters jumping around, to the 3D, to the Nintendo with immersed, and you got the Wii. Now you got virtual reality, and making us become more immersed in this to where we actually could detach from reality. I think it's if you're using it in a proper way, it's fine, like any technology. But I think it's just more vulnerable to abuse, where people with vulnerabilities might get really hooked on it. Like that one game, one player, whatever that movie.
Player One, yeah.
Player One movie where you just want to live in there and it's like a drug and just not get out. So I think that's the scary part about it, or it can really get really bad.
Well, both you and I are working in logistics, and you work obviously with a lot of code and stuff along those lines. But how do you think that AI in general would affect a job which you currently have, your full-time job where you're working? How do you think that would either improve your current work conditions or would it make it worse?
I think the AI would help overall with logistics because for the most part, like me, I am remote. I'm remote, so I never see anybody. I don't do anything like that. But at the same time, it loses a little bit of the human touch. I think it loses a little bit of the human touch, and I don't know. I think you need to have a little bit of that, no matter what. But it's kind of tough. I don't know, because it's like if there's no interaction within humans, within people. It's kind of crazy.
So, do you think there's a correlation now? Speaking about generally, AI and with all the new systems and whatnot, there's a correlation between autism and other things, maybe some anxiety, all these issues that come up because there is no social interaction anymore. Because everybody's fixed on their tablets, they're all fixed on their video games. They're also detached, like you were saying. Do you think that there's a correlation there?
I mean, it probably is, because as far as Facebook and all these other platforms, they are supposed to make us more connected. Bonfire right there. We're gonna have a forest fire over here in the back of our freaking bootleg dumpster fire. Obviously, we don't know how to do it. If we catch on fire, hopefully somebody calls 911. Of course. But as far as that, it's tough because if these platforms are supposed to make us more attached to each other, that's their advertisement, that it's gonna make us more connected. But in reality, it's not, because it's keeping us from actually socializing. It's making us portray something artificial to show to other people what we are or whatever. And as far as like these platforms, connecting, I mean, that's kind of a cool concept with the meta, where you can like get together with a group in a virtual reality, maybe get a little bar. But then you think about it, then you got to rent a space in like a virtual space, and they're making this like fake scarcity so you can charge more and all that, so it becomes more of a capitalist thing. So it's not really connecting, because I think we're really behind technology as far as human beings. If you think about 100 years ago, how different it is from now, and from like, if you think about 500 years to 1,000 years ago, things didn't really change that much. we're just like advancing so much, and we're not really being very careful about it, and it's making a lot of people just get involved in things that we're not ready for, and it's letting other people exploit our vulnerabilities to it. You know, like companies taking over all these platforms and hooking up all these advertisements or all these other technology or video games or gambling or whatever online, and it's tough, man. It's like I think we need to pump the brakes and figure out, okay, how is this really affecting us?
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Like, Tony, how do you think that all these social platforms have impacted you personally?
I like the social platforms. You meet people that you would normally not meet and stuff. For the most part, I do like that. But just like Eric said, it's like part of it is that you're trying to advance and do other stuff, and you miss that actual interaction, because a part of me thinks that you have to meet people in person at some point, one point or another, because it's like
human nature, man.
Human
That's
nature. You have to interact, and if you never have that, and that's the sad part about it. It's like the younger generation now is all online. If you never interact in person, it's like
how's that? How do you mean now? Just dating apps, right? Back in the day, we have to go fight out there, and I used to have a nice pen so I could get a number. Now
I did the bartender.
You know
get a napkin, find a napkin. Hey, give me your number.
Hey, with that, because we grew up in that generation where it was like it transitioned over from one to another. That it's like we had to go out in person, and you had to.
How do people meet now, though? They don't meet in person no more.
Yeah. But we grew up.
Not initially, right? They meet
I know, no. But we grew up in that generation where you had to go out and meet the people, and it's like try, and it's no longer like that. There's too many people online these days, and it's like it's not the same. Trying how we tried back in the day, and meeting people like face to face and stuff. It's like it was interaction. It's fine. Online, yes, you do try, but it's not the same. It's kind of like, hey, I like you, no matter what. People reject you and stuff, but it's not the same.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, I guess some of it is good, because you could get to know someone before you actually meet them in person. Maybe not, like, especially for like females, that they get to know somebody if you're some psycho dude. But yeah, it's different, man. I don't know. It's a disconnect. If you can do it in moderation and everything, it can balance technology and in person and even being with nature and stuff, it's okay. But it's hard to have balance in this society, because we're getting pushed by advertisements and whatever algorithms to do what they want us to do to better their profit line. So that's where
It makes it very difficult, to really do meet or really do anything, because, like you said, algorithms and everything is built for people in general to be in front of a tablet / your phone, right?
That's what they want. That's what they want. So you're paying by your attention to whatever it is. That's
And you forget about your surroundings.
And I think that's what's going on with the new glasses, the virtual reality glasses these days, where everything's connected by the glasses. How is that going to change everything else in the future? How are we going to interact?
It's gonna be
with
worse,
the virtual with the goggles. Are we gonna go away from actually meeting in person?
Probably. There's gonna be a point where it's gonna be an AI or some artificial whatever, and that's all you interact.
But how do you think that affects everybody else? It's like how is that tangible?
Well, like in Japan, I was saying something about how the younger generation of men are having trouble like meeting women and all that, and they're doing all these applications where they have like a virtual girlfriend or something to kind of cope with the need to be with somebody or whatever. So they're not getting out there, and that's holding them back. And Japan has what's happening in Japan has a problem with birth rates. It's gone down a lot, and they're declining in population.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Hey, this is gonna go off the topic just for everything else, because in the U.S. it's like that, where the guys go overseas for everything else. Because here they think they're too much. They want more than they want more.
Part of social, because one girl that's attractive on social media can get so much likes, so much love by putting these like slutty kind of pictures that maybe they get big head or whatever. But then it's hurting themselves because they're getting the wrong kind of attention.
Wrong kind of attention because you know what?
And then they're looking for the wrong kind of thing.
Because
and then men
that's kind of tough.
Then men get the idea that like, hey, I need to approach her in a way to almost, I don't know, buy her or something. I don't know.
No. I think of that because it's like I don't know. What do you think of
What do you think, Eddie?
I think for the most part that, you know, passport bros, as they call them, or people in general, on my personal note, is you can definitely meet a lot of regular people online. I would say people, in my case, women, before. You can meet them, and it's not really all that's out there to be as far as what they claim to be. That all these women only want nothing but, you know, outside of the Cheesecake Factory, or you gotta be treated in a way. Majority of the women that come across, man, if you treat them well, you talk to them nice, you can go a long way. So a lot of it does come to, or you can put yourself out there, make yourself, I don't want to say vulnerable, but are you willing to be out there and be yourself and give people a chance? Because
I did like that.
I don't think that you need to go out there if you really, unless you want to, that's kind of your thing. But reality, I think that in general you can meet somebody in any population. I mean, you go to a grocery store, you go to a bar, it's just like old school, right? You just gotta get the courage, man. Go and touch the girl, like, hey, man, dude.
Yeah.
It's the courage.
A lot of people that they're listening to this may not understand that. We went out there. We went out there. We went
back in the day.
We went out there.
You had.
hey, we went out. You
step up or shut up.
Yeah, hey, you put up or shut up, but because you get the balls to do it.
Generally speaking, it's about this, right? As a guy, is perfect analogy is baseball. They can throw 1,000 balls at you, but as long as you hit 200, you're a decent. So as a guy, you have to be used to be able to get rejected. Don't understand that.
But you know what?
For every time that you go out there, you probably gonna get.
I think it's a problem though too.
You know what? That is a problem these days because the guys are more vulnerable or too soft.
No.
Because we came in a generation, we're not soft. We're like, fuck it.
No, we won't.
Hey, I'll go out there. We'll go out there. We're like, hey, what's up? What's up? You want to dance? We rejected 10 times, but out of the 10, or 8 out of the 10 times, but those 2 times,
hey,
it's like, hey,
you want to dance? I got rejected 5 times.
It's about courage,
and you know what? And you know what? With those 2 times,
the one girl that wanted to dance,
the other 8 that didn't want to dance, they said, "Oh, I made a mistake."
Yeah,
I want to dance. I'm like, you know, and then you turn around and I said, at this point, I don't need you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been out the dating game a long time, so I'm kind of backward on it. But I think for a reason, I think it might be too many options. I think back in the day, you know, even humanity or humans as a species, back in the day, you know, you'd be in a village, you know, maybe of 200, 500 people. You didn't have that many options. You met somebody and you thought, you know, okay, I get along with this person. We can make it work. And you knew that, hey, you know, I'm not going to have a lot of other chances, so let's make this work. And they could be happy with that person. But now it's like, there's so many options. You got your apps or whatever online and all that. That is hard.
And that's
so the first thing you meet someone that she's decent, but I could probably find something better. And that is the problem right there.
I think it's called FOMO, fear of missing out, right?
Fear of missing out. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's a good way to
You think that if I get with certain, which I struggled with that for many years.
And that's the problem.
It's a problem that it's not about missing out because, like,
and I'm missing out. You make it work with somebody.
Because right, because just like I can find theoretically somebody better in a certain aspect of life, right? Of whatever this person can provide, that person can find a better version of what I am, right?
Yeah.
More intelligent, better looking, taller, bigger, stronger, smarter, whatever it is. But the reality is, can we cope together and can make it work?
Yeah, because it's too many options. I think I saw something where the optimal amount of choices a person should have is like between 5 to 7 choices. And that's why when I try to find a movie, I'm like an hour trying to find a movie. I got too many damn choices. Narrow it down, please.
You know what? I think that's what happens. You have too many choices these days.
Too many choices.
But you know, we don't.
That's why I'm staying with my wife. I ain't going nowhere because I cannot make no other choice.
But you know what? We don't have many choices of.
What?
People in the Super Bowl this year.
Fucking Super Bowl.
Man. So now we know we got the damn San Francisco 49ers. and those damn Kansas City Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
But generally speaking, sports, I feel like a lot of people coming out now with the script. They know what's gonna happen, right? So, do you guys generally think that sports are scripted?
Sports is scripted.
Do you think that's a real thing?
Tony?
Rigged, scripted? What do you think?
Look, I would wish that it would not be like that, but I think it is, because how you see some of these games go, no, you can't but not think that it's scripted, because it's like
Give me an example.
some of the plays that happen during some of these games that we watched recently is like.
But don't they go back and forth? I mean, honestly, being realistic, don't they go back and forth as far as they call play for one team, they call one for the other? Do you still, or we just pay attention because it's at the end of the game that we're like, oh, okay, it's for that team, that's why.
I wish I could tell you for the fact that yes or no, but it's like, no, it feels like it's scripted. It's like something, even if it starts a certain way, it's like, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think it is scripted.
I don't think it's scripted to the point where they say, okay, this team's going to win, this team's going to be in the Super Bowl or whatever, like from the start of the playoffs or something like that. But I think there's a lot of bias on the referees and some of the games, to where even NBA, there's bias to like an all-star player maybe getting a call or getting away with things than like a rookie or someone that's not known. And I think that's like more human bias. And Kansas City Chiefs, I think they got a lot of bias with damn referees. I don't care what. Like, Raiders, baby. Look at it. Kansas City, hate them mothers. But, man, I don't know. And maybe I haven't looked up the statistics on it. Maybe I'm wrong. But I feel that they get a lot of calls going their way because of who they are. And I get it. Referees are gonna miss calls. They're not perfect, and I'm glad that for the replay and all the stuff they're getting advancing on all that. Then they're gonna miss ones, but they're like maybe a little biased toward it. I know the Celtics. I know there was a Celtics and Lakers game, and I know one of the referees there. They had like an investment toward the Celtics winning or whatever. So that can influence you, like anything. Like even like you can be influenced by a judge. A judge. That if you have a case and you put it before lunchtime, there's been like a statistics where it shows that they're more likely to give you a harsher sentence than if it was after lunch because they're hungry, they're hangry. So a referee, maybe they don't say nothing, but they might have a preference to a certain team, or they might like a player, and they might like say, oh, I didn't really see that, or I saw some missed calls with Kansas City that they should have called, and I've seen it a lot because I watch them a lot, and they seem like they're gonna get a lot of calls. And if it was 50-50, like, hey, or even 60-40, something close. But I don't know, man. I think it's more of the referees. And maybe there's something behind that. Maybe the NFL wants certain teams to make it, but I'll say it that far. I think it's just the biases of the referees.
Yeah, I think it's biases. The biases good.
I think it's definitely biases, but I don't think that they're rigged. I don't think that they're scripted.
Yeah.
I think that we're too far advanced that these days you can't do that.
If it was really scripted and for major profit margins, honestly, it would be the Cowboys versus the Chiefs.
Yeah, that'll be the big time game.
In basketball, it'd be the Lakers versus, I don't know,
the Celtics.
In baseball, the Dodgers versus the Yankees. It'll be almost every year or every other so often. So the biases, I think that definitely are some biases, but I don't think scripted necessarily.
Yeah.
No, are people betting on these games for sure?
Yeah.
Or referees involved? How highly unlikely that they're not.
Yeah. So I think they do some, but the referees are going to do so much. But they can make a game. They can change the game.
They do change the game. No, can they? They do change the game. They do change the game.
And if it goes both ways on both sides, I don't mind it. You miss a call here on one team and you miss a call on another team. All right, it happens.
Yeah.
But when it's just one-sided, that's. Maybe it's just that, but like, oh man, I don't know with Kansas City, man. Maybe I'm biased toward them because I hate them, so that's my bias probably. But I feel like they get way too many freaking calls go their way.
But is it just like Jordan? Like back in the day, that man got a lot of calls.
Yeah, a lot of non-calls.
Look,
little hooks when he was driving that should have been called. But then I didn't like the freaking Bulls either, so I'm a Lakers fan.
Right. But I think that Jordan's the GOAT. I mean, there's for me, that's just a weird thing, right? That's just personally. He's not my favorite player. My favorite player is AI, but I do think that Jordan is the.
I'll go with it.
He did change the game to what it is today, right?
Yeah.
Because now you have guys like Luka, all these guys that are benefiting from. Because he changed the game from being the main player, being the 7-foot center, to being the 6'6", 6'5" guard.
Exactly.
To now, and now they changed it to basically the 6'8" all-around player. There is no positionless basketball.
Yeah.
And Jordan started the tic-tac fouls. Let's call it what it is, right?
Yeah.
Like before that, you had the handshake, all that stuff, but he promoted this basketball where you could dunk, you could showcase the one-on-ones, more offensive,
oriented.
Correct.
Made it really hard on the defense because all these freaking.
And as much as LeBron is loved by the media, he's hated by the general public. And I think in generally speaking, the people don't really think LeBron as that top 10, top 5 player, but they do think of him as one of the greatest.
He's top 5 ever.
Yeah, I'll give him. He's top 10 somewhere. I don't know, between 2 and 10. But I don't think in general that sports are scripted. But Tony.
For the most part, sometimes we want to think that, but no, for the most part, it is what it is.
Yeah, so we got the sports, and we got the AI.
Yeah.
And now my mouth froze, so I gotta take over here.
But you know what? There's a huge influx now, right? Music has changed dramatically.
Regional.
Bad Bunny was the shit 2 years ago, right?
Music.
You know, music is the ebbs and flows, and it's going up, Tay and whatnot. But right now, regional Mexican music is making some headways, right? Now we started with Peso Pluma. Now you got Javi, you got Natael, you got a bunch of people out there. Do you think it's a fad, or is it here to stay for a little while?
I'll start with this one. I think it's a fad. I love my Mexican music. I love it.
Which one in particular?
All of them. Because look, a part of to be Mexican, for the most part, if you're Mexican, you're everything combined. But it's a fad. I think it's a fad. I love it because it's finally being integrated into American music. Some of it is being integrated, and I appreciate that. But I think people, for the most part, they just want something new because they got used to the original and stuff, and they want something new. And for us, it's a thing of life. It's like, for us, it's something routine. We love it because we've loved it for years, even before other people knew it.
But let's put this in perspective, right? A lot of the music that hip hop brings, that reggaeton brings, are samples and remakes of older music.
Yeah.
Regional music doesn't have that. The Mexican regional music is not really cut samples. No. Music-wise, instrumental-wise,
it's
of
new.
Other music. Everything you hear right now is music, the tuba, the guitar.
Well, it's samples of their older style kind of remixed. Yeah, because it's
some of it, some of it, but not all of it.
It's very traditional, but then they're kind of like using that traditional music and kind of a refusion of.
But are they sampling though? Like, you know, a lot of the newer hip hop and a lot of reggaeton.
Oh, you're talking about sampling songs.
Sampling songs, right? That. Like, there's no originality. They're making a lot of these songs that are now in this. The
style's being reused, but
correct.
They're not exactly copying an old song from back in the day.
Correct. That's what I mean. That's originality, right?
Yeah.
So like now, there's not a lot of originality when it comes to the other genres of music, where it's basically the sample of a 1970 song remade or resampled 2 to 3 times. Where the regional music is, I feel like it's more original. Yes, it's within the genre. It's within certain BPMs.
Because you can't really, because like when you sample that, it's more like the electronic sampling of the beats and stuff, where you can copy it and remix it. You know, like how they do a lot of songs, like Daddy Yankee with Con Calma or whatever, or all the Tupac used a lot of the sampling right from the
he did
from the funk time era, and so and then like
funk down with the gangster twist.
Yeah, man, that was a good time. And yeah, I guess you can't really do that. Even like rock doesn't really sample from old rock because it's more live music.
Correct.
And you got the difference between live instrumentals versus electronic type of music where it can be copied and pasted basically, and then remixed. Yeah, you're right about that. But I think I don't know, because I think it's kind of cool, because you know a lot of it was, you know, the Mexican music had a lot of popularity in Mexico, but also like there's certain genres that, you know, like Juan Gabriel and Luis Miguel and all that, they came very international, and other ones. And what I like actually is that there's a lot of fusion between different genres. You know, you got the reggaeton, became very popular, but then you got the fusion. They got the local corridos or Karol G with some cumbia,
Yeah.
and then you know, so. And then, you know, like the resampling corridos with that dude, what's his name, from they did with Shakira with that song too, and all that, the Colombian, I forgot his name. Like, you know, I think that more producers need to get more props on it, but you know, to some of the singers, because I still don't think Peso Pluma and Bad Bunny are good singers, but their music is good because of the music they actually have.
It's a little bit different.
But I love that, you know, because I think before so much of our land culture was so separate, you know, like reggaeton's here, Mexican here, you know, you got Colombian music, salsa, merengue, whatever.
And now it's
all
kind of
Dominican.
being combined.
Now we have, like, there's fusion. So, like, you know, and it's great because now, like, hey, man, we're all Latin, we're all kind of going through the same stuff. Let's merge, let's become a bigger culture than just our little separate divisions. I love it, man. I hope it's here to stay.
You know what? How much is that going to change everything in the long term?
I hope it's for the better, because the more we merge, the more we say, hey, you know what? We're all Latin.
Yeah.
Let's all mix it up. Let's all have fun with it and not be so divisive. The more the less division there is, the more it's fun it is, and I love it, man.
But you know what? I think because we're Latin, I think we're
but you know,
for
be
the
honest,
most part, for the most part, I think we're more collective.
It should be, but for a long time it's like, hey, either you're Mexican or Puerto Rican. If you like a Puerto Rican say, hey, are you Mexican? They get offended, or Mexican.
But you know what? That's the old standard.
That's what I'm saying. That's the old way it was, and I'm loving that there's fusion now. Now they're just being mixed up. And it's like, you know what, man, we're all Latin, man. It don't matter. You can call me Puerto Rican.
Because I think
Colombia.
It's kind of the younger, older people and the younger people.
But I think that's a general theme in like the younger generation. You know, like now, even like the protests with Black Lives Matter and all that, you saw more than just black people there, man. They're white, Hispanic, and all that. You know, because you say, hey, man, well, why is all this division? It's wrong. We're all people.
So we'll go a little off topic, right? But within the same category. I think there's something that's wrong with America and what's so divisive is because we tend to always put our heritage behind it, right?
Yeah.
You're a Mexican American, you're a Cuban American, Irish American. The reality is, if you were born here, you're an American. You don't hear French, Canadian, whatever.
Yeah, you're
Europe,
Irish American.
Whatever, you know, you're
English American.
Correct. You are the nationality you are. Like, if you're an American, you're American. The culture's part of who you are, but you had to really.
Or really, if you're American, that means Canada, United States, Mexico, Central America. We're all American.
Yeah.
But America.
But you know what? I'll tell you something about that, because I think for those of us that were born here, sometimes we don't appreciate it as much as it is, because for those people that come over and become Americans, I think they appreciate it a little more than for those that come over from other countries or whatever it is. It's like they appreciate it more, because they know how hard it is to become an American.
Yeah.
For those that it comes natural, you don't appreciate it as much.
That's true, man. Because you know, if you live in the U.S. as a person that is
Born
illegal, you don't understand driving around and saying, "Man, if I get pulled over, I can actually get deported, or you know, I can. Some real shit can happen to me." And if you're born here, you never appreciate that you don't have to worry about that. You know, I get pulled over, I might go to jail, but I'm gonna go home eventually, hopefully. I'm not gonna get deported.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's really the divisiveness, right? But I think that with this music and this new generation, the X generation or Y generation, no, the Y generation, Z generation, whatever it is, newer ones, is something that's really good. Is their fusion. There's a lot of fusion between all that. They're really
Collaboration,
a lot of collaboration.
Yeah.
That there is no more. You know, I think I've traveled a lot the past couple of years and seen a bunch of different cities, different states across the U.S. And there seems to be a lot of I don't want to say collaboration, but a lot of fusion of just cultures in
I
general.
think there's less division. Like, you know, you can be like, you still appreciate your own culture. You could be, you know, Dominican, Puerto Rican, and you love your culture. But I think before it used to be like, so like, oh, you think I'm Mexican, but I'm actually Puerto Rican, or you think I'm Puerto Rican, I'm actually Mexican, or that, you know, whatever, man. Or man, you know, people, whatever. We all can just be, you know, and I like that part of it, but. Yeah, I'm hoping to stay, man. And I think with the younger generation, even in general, I think there's a lot more, because I guess more things are more exposed, and see how. And even with your point about, you know, people like appreciate being here in the United States, but you know, the United States had a lot to do with the problems during Latin America.
Yeah,
a huge part. If you really look at the real history,
that's the whole other problem. Yeah.
And so, if you know, you appreciate being here, but also appreciate that, man. We all gone through a lot of struggle. And hopefully the more united we are, the more we can push against the real forces that are holding us back. Yeah.
But you know what is that holding us back?
I don't want to.
It's cold ass weather, bro. Like, it's cold weather across.
Cold weather, man.
Cold ass weather.
Now, you know, some of us like a hot sauna, like 120 degrees, kind of burning up in there.
You know, like going to the pool when it's like nice and warm.
Hey, I'm fine with 80 degree weather all year long.
80, 90 degrees.
Comfort is comfort. But there are also benefits to something called a cold plunge, the polar plunge. Polar plunge, man. And man,
we just
sip it, spill it, man.
Because
sip it, spill it, cold plunge.
Polar plunge. What do you think?
Well, because we did the polar plunge this time around.
Today,
literally a few hours ago.
Oh, yeah, it's catching up. The cold is catching up on you. You can't even talk.
I'm gonna go ahead and sip it, because it is breathless. It is literally breathless.
Yeah, because he had too many shots. All right, Eddie, what about you?
Man, you know what? I'm going to sit the hell out of it.
Fuck.
I've done a couple of obstacle course racing. I've done some sparrings and whatnot, and going in there, once you get out, it's a rejuvenated feeling. And being in the sauna before, the sauna relaxes me, puts me to sleep. The cold plunge wakes you the hell up, and it gives you energy. It tightens up your muscles, and it makes you feel real good for a solid couple of hours, man. I'm sitting.
Yeah, literally for 50 hours.
But it hurts.
It hurts.
It hurts for a solid 10 to 20 seconds.
For real, it hurts.
Or a minute.
Yeah, it hurts the whole time I was in there. It felt like needles through my whole body. We jumped in a pool. There was about 47 degrees. We were thinking, but on the bottom it was probably colder.
It was like 30 degrees.
Only 30, but that would be nice. But above 32. But it was cold as hell. And you know, day was about 55 degrees. And so it was tough. It was like hurt for it was right about a minute in there. Mm-hmm. It came out though. We started warming up. That's where we got a dumpster fire going. That's how we warmed up in the back.
Yeah.
And man, I feel so good after though, man. I feel like, after all that, the cold didn't feel nothing. It's like a little euphoria, I guess. Like.
Yeah. You know what? I'll say that. We were hesitant. We were all. Yeah, I think all three of us were hesitant.
I hesitated when we were gonna jump. Hey, wait.
I think all three of us were like that for a second. Oh, but when one person said it, like, just go.
Let's go.
The rest of us said go, and it's like you just jump and let it go. Yeah. No matter the craziness involved, you just do it.
And so good. After we got out.
At the end of it,
my knee was hurting. Beautiful. I don't feel that pain anymore.
Look, halfway through it, I felt, oh my gosh, the needles, everything else is like, it's crazy.
Needles in the body, man.
But
piercing needles.
When you get out,
Hey, you know, for that
afterwards,
1 minute
it was
of
good.
punishment, you get like a couple hours of really feeling good.
It really is, man.
Literally, that's what it was. 1 minute of punishment. 1 minute or two at the
Not
max.
even a minute, man. I say
2
probably,
minutes.
yeah, probably a minute between you get out
A
and when
minute and then warm up.
Man,
a
it was
couple
beautiful,
minutes,
though, but yeah.
A
And
few
then
minutes of
you
punishment.
get hours of what the fuck?
Yeah,
you
I felt great. Man.
awesome.
I felt good. Yeah.
Man, I gotta admit it.
I'm gonna sip it. We all sip on that one. We all
sip on that
one time. The one time sip.
One time sip. Hey, we're finally unanimous. Usually we're not.
Usually we're not. We're like, fuck it.
Oh, so back to technology now. You know, we all have Fitbits. We all have smartwatches. Man, sip it or spill it on smart wrist equipment.
You know what? I have the same one you have. What
Yeah,
is this
Fitbit.
one? Fitbit. What is this one?
I think mine's like Fitbit 5 or whatever.
No, this is the Fitbit Smart something.
Yeah.
But you know what? I like this. It tracks your sleep and everything else and your everything else. I'm gonna say I sip it.
Yeah.
I sip it.
Yeah.
I'll spill it, man. I think it's bothersome. I think the phone's already enough. If I didn't have to, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just too much of a hassle. I'll
You don't
spill it.
use it that much?
Not really. I mean, no, not really.
Could it be because it's too much of a smartwatch and not what we're trying to do?
No, because I got a phone. Like, other than keeping heart rate and maybe my workouts, I really don't care for it.
Yeah.
No, I don't care
good.
for this one either. But for the most part, this is the basic stuff. I never check it until the end of the night.
I think now I'll get onto it because I was doing some stuff at work and I kind of hooked onto it, but I kind of left it with it. But this is the iPhone 3 smartwatch, 4 edition. It works well, but I really don't care for it.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at home if I needed to.
I'm gonna sip it, man. I like it. Because I'm a data guy. You know, from work, that's what I do. You know, like IT and stuff.
It watches
So,
when we sleep.
I can see my heart rate.
Hey,
supposed oxygen level.
I know I don't sleep.
Hold on.
So like, you know, I can see like the time I sleep and, you know, where it correlates to how I feel and my heart rate, where I'm at. So I take the data. I mean, I know it's an estimate. That's the thing though. I know it's not exact, but I like a little estimation to know where I'm at. And I mean, when I go running, I think that's a little annoying because I know there's a part where it's sufficient. You're supposed to have your heart rate at a certain level to get the most out of it. I don't run for that, man, because, you know, running is not the greatest exercise. So I run because I enjoy it and it still benefits me. So that's the annoying part I don't like about it. I just want to run because I want to run. But other than that, like, you know, I like knowing my heart rate and all when I work out and all that. So I like the data, man. I collect it and I can see like how my sleep is and all that. And as long as I know I'm taking it as an estimation, it's not exact, and I'm not gonna live by it. But it's something I can work off of. I really enjoy it. I like it. I sip it.
Well, just like you said, it's like it is what it is. You take it for
Take it
what
or
it
leave it.
is, and just go.
All right.
Because
Here's the real one, though, man. Here's the real one.
Oh, it's a real one? All right, here we go. What you got, bro? What you got?
Man, this year for the NFL, 2024, we're in the playoffs. 2023, 2024. The Cowboys, man. It's a tough situation. I had someone that fooled me really bad. Really, really, really bad.
What's her name, bro? What's her name?
I was like, man, they had me in love, like saying things. And I was like,
damn it.
damn. I was like,
Dakota. Is it Dakota?
I thought,
Dakota?
is this the year? Because, you know, I'm a Rangers fan. Yeah, I'm a Raiders fan first. But I'm a Rangers fan first. And then, you know, Dallas is my second team. So, and I was like, okay, I know the Raiders ain't going to do it this year. But, man, maybe this is the year for the Cowboys. You know, the Rangers got the World Series.
Yeah.
Cowboys are looking good this year.
Nah.
Fucking killing it the whole season. And it's like, and I've always had reservations. I always said Dak, you know, he's not clutch. He's not clutch. You know, if he has a good defense and then the running game is good and everything, you're like, okay, he could be a good quarterback, but he's not clutch. He's not getting over the hill. And this year, I was like, maybe he went over the hump.
He
Maybe
sipped the
he
tea.
went over the
He
damn.
drank the tea. He drank the Kool-Aid.
He went to some freaking camp out in the middle of the woods, did some shrooms, and opened his mind, and he got over whatever the hell he needed to get over.
Yeah.
And he became the quarterback we thought he'd always be from his rookie year when they should have probably put Romo in at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And okay, I sipped the juice. I was drinking the juice, man. I was like, this is the year. And this motherfucker
Let you down. So Tony,
I do that.
are you drinking the
Sip it or
juice?
spill it.
This year?
Sip
You
it or
or
spill it.
on Dakota Prescott.
Dakota Prescott.
I was sipping the juice.
No,
just
are
like
you sipping it now? You still sipping it now? Are you
Sip it
sipping
or spill it now. Sip it or
for next
spill
year? For
Dakota.
next year.
Spill it. I'm gonna spill it. I'm sorry. It's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out. As much as I want it to work out, it's not gonna work out.
I'm spilling it, man. Every time he has a chance to let me down, he has.
Damn.
You know what? I was there too, man. 2 years ago, I thought this was the man. This is it. He got it, but he beats up on 5'2" guys like my size. But anybody his size,
He'll
is bigger.
block a 5'2" guy all day long.
He'll smash him. But he plays anybody his size or bigger, man. That man folds like a lawn chair. That man just don't have it in him, man. I think we know the best he can do his first round, maybe second, but I say cut your losses, let him play next year out.
I think you're looking at drafts. Well,
You got the guy from San Francisco. Like, give him a chance. Trey Lance or whatever.
Trey Lance, you got Trey Lance, that's true. Yeah.
Give him a shot. Like, let Dak play next year. When he throws those 4 interceptions in the game, knock him out, put in Trey, and then put his ass back. Like,
we're gonna let him compete in the off season.
yeah.
Because make sure that his job ain't guaranteed to be a starter, man. Because he's had enough time to produce, and he's had a good defense. He was at home. I spilled that. Hey, I had never believed in him until this year, and that mother tricked me.
Welcome to the Cowboy fan club, brother. Welcome.
I was like, this is the year. Nope.
Stephen A is right. Be patient. Just be patient.
And then keep the
Ain't
freaking
waiting.
coach. And so that's even worse. First, they get rid of Dak, get rid of the coach, and get rid of Jerry.
Jarina. All right, guys.
But hey, it's been fun, man. A good reunion, a good dumpster fire.
Yeah, that's the fire edition. That's the fire edition.
That's the fire edition. Remember, sip your tequila. Signing out.
Sign out. Peace out.
Bye.